Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Rhett Richardson, and today I'm here to talk to you about a recent editorial in the New York Times debating over the soon-to-be vacated seat of the Chief Justice of Louisiana. Now, this editorial argues that Justice Burnett J. Johnson has the right to take this seat as she has the seniority in the court, but some say that she should not have this seat because of her time served between 1994 and 2000 was temporarily set according to a certain act, which I'll get to shortly. Now, according to the outcome of this decision, has many facets. Not only to the state of Louisiana, but to the federal government itself. I'm here today to refute the editorial's claim and explain why Justice Johnson should not be the Chief Justice, and I'll defend this stance with 3 points. So on to my first point. Justice Johnson's original appointment to the court was made on a temporary basis, and according to Louisiana Act 512, which was enacted following the outcome of the Chisholm versus Edwards case in the same year, her seat was set to expire on January 1st, 2012. Now, if you aren't familiar with the Chisholm versus Edwards case, the premise of the case was that the apportionment of the Orleans parish diminished the black peoples within the parish their ability in order to vote for adequate representation. So in order to alleviate that, the courts appointed Justice Johnson to a temporary 8th seat. Now, according to Article 5, Section 3, which I'm paraphrasing, of the Louisiana State Constitution, it specifies only the appointment of 7 justices. Johnson made a temporary 8 during her original appointment, which means that she was not initially stated within the Constitution, arguing that her time on this temporary seat did not count. So on to my second point, the Chisholm seat, as it has been dubbed, was granted according to Act 512, and I quote, the same benefits, expenses, and emoluments of office. Now, the federal government decided they wanted to come in and decide for the state of Louisiana what these emoluments and benefits were. I don't think they should have the right to do that because it should be up to the states to dictate how their constitution is supposed to be translated and allowed to work within the law. Now, the federal government had no right to come in and decide for them because no laws were being broken, no rights were being taken away. So the Louisiana state government itself should be the ones to decide how to translate or understand their own constitution. And if that means that Burnett J. Johnson does not get the time served for that temporary seat because it was not enumerated within the Constitution, it's completely their own right to say so. Now, on to my third point. To directly quote from Article 5, Section 6 of the Louisiana Constitution, the judge and oldest point of service in the Supreme Court shall be Chief Justice. He is the chief administrative officer of the judicial system of the state, subject to the rules adopted by the court. Now, since we evaluated that her original term did not count towards her time served as a justice, and according to the latest records from the Supreme Court indicating her time served, which at this point since 2000 has been every term possible for her up to this day of 2012, Johnson still does not have the seniority required to become the next Chief Justice. Which brings me to my conclusion. The original argument that Justice Johnson should become the next Chief Justice, including her temporary appointed seat time in the 90s, she retains the seniority necessary to become the next Chief Justice. I put forth that Justice Johnson should not be allowed to become the next Chief Justice, primarily because according to the state law and precedents set by the Constitution of the state she represents, she should not be allowed to become the next Chief Justice because she has not met the criteria. So that's all I have for y'all today. Thank y'all for listening, and y'all have a great day.